Hello everyone, I'm Anime Freak and welcome to the video. As many of you may or may not know, screwattack brought out Ichigo vs Naruto. So if you guys haven't seen that video, stop this video, I'm about to give you spoilers. And 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Yeah, Naruto won. And I'm gonna say this, they got so many things wrong about Ichigo, and so many things that Ichigo can do, and they got everything all mixed up with his forms. Now, some Naruto fans out there are probably gonna say, oh, you're just butthurt because Ichigo lost, ha 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 ha, oh, salty tears. Okay, as many of you know, I like a good, honourable, clean fight. And no matter who comes out in the end, I would gladly accept it. However, screwattack has a record of getting things wrong. There was the Goku vs Superman thing, and there was the 18 versus Miss Marvel fight. I mean, seriously, they actually thought that 18 could absorb energy, which she can't. And I'm just going to come out and say it. Yes, I am a Bleach fan. I love Bleach. It's one of my favourite series ever. But screwattack clearly lowballed Ichigo. And they got a few things wrong. I'll tell you guys this. I'm not really a power scaler, but I will do my best to give you answers to what I think how powerful Ichigo is. And to do this, we're going to have to go with power scaling, Dragon Ball Z style. To start off with, it's been stated by You Watch in the manga that Ichigo has regained the power that he used to defeat Aizen. And this was their second meeting. Not their first, but their second meeting. And You Watch said this when Ichigo was in his new Shikai form. Before Ichigo and You Watch had their second fight, Ichigo had to heal himself, he had to eat some food that gave him some more reishi, and more importantly, Ichigo had to have his sword reforged. And also, screwattack showed us that Ichigo can use the Grain Ray Zero. However, they forgot to mention that Ichigo can not only use this attack, but he can also combine it with his Ketsuka Tensho. It's been a long time, but I don't think Ichigo has used the Grain Ray Zero. However, the only time that he has used it was against You Watch, but he also combined the Grain Ray Zero with his Ketsuka Tensho. Now, it's been stated in the anime and the manga that the more reishi you have, the more you can overwhelm your opponent. It's kind of like pitting up Master Roshi against Goku. Who do you think's going to win? Goku, obviously. And as we can see in the anime and the manga, Ichigo has fought other characters that was stronger than the previous characters. It's been stated that Ichigo has advanced growth rate. It's been stated that it takes hundreds of years to achieve Shikai and Bunkai, but Ichigo managed to achieve these forms, or his new swords, within a few days. I would also like to mention that Soul Reapers can only go so far with their reishi, or with their evolution. It's been stated by Aizen that once a Shinigami gets to their absolute peak of power, they cannot get any stronger. However, Aizen used the Okyoku, I think that's what it's called. Again, it's been a very long time, to break down the barriers and push Shinigami and Arankars past their limits, and Shinigami can become Hollows, and Hollows can become Shinigami. Okay, I just want to say this, that I'm just saying this from the top of my head. Again, it's been a very long time. If I'm getting something wrong, I do apologise. Please correct me in the comment sections below. However, Ichigo was naturally born with a Hollow inside of him. He also has Quincy powers, and he's also a Shinigami, which is obvious. I'll say this, Bleach has the power scaling of that of Dragon Ball Z. I mean, here's the thing. In the human world, Ichigo was on par with Renji because when a Soul Reaper goes into the human world, their powers are automatically held back because if they was to go full power, they would affect the world of the living. And this is proven when Ichigo was in his sword's base form when he was fighting Renji. Renji was holding back his full power so he wouldn't affect the human world. And even when Renji was fighting Ichigo, Renji was still holding back. However, when Ichigo and Renji was fighting in the Soul Society, nothing was holding Renji back. He could go full power without worrying about casualties. And even though Ichigo was in his new Shikai form, Ichigo was having trouble beating Renji, and it was only when Ichigo put everything he had into his attack that he managed to beat Renji. And thanks to Yoruichi training Ichigo to achieve Bankai, which would take a normal Soul Reaper hundreds of years to achieve. And then Ichigo went up against Byakuya, and here's another thing, Byakuya is a full-fledged captain, and he has mastered his Bankai. Ichigo was putting up a good fight against Byakuya, but Byakuya still had the upper hand against Ichigo, and it's only thanks to Ichigo's inner hollow that Ichigo managed to get a second win against Byakuya. And I'm just going to get to the other characters that Ichigo faced off against. There was Grimmjow, which was an Espada, and between Ichigo and Grimmjow's last fight, Grimmjow used his release form against Ichigo, and Ichigo had to use his mask in order to be on par with Grimmjow. And it's only when Ichigo pushed himself to his absolute limit that he managed to pull out a win. And then Ichigo went and fought Ukiura, which was much more stronger than Grimmjow. And in my opinion, I actually think that Ukiura is the most powerful Espada. Now, hear me out on this. Unlike other Espada, Ukiura has two releases, the first one and the second one, and no other Espada has a second release. And it was only then when Ichigo's inner hollow fully took over and beat Ukiura. I'm going to stand by my word and say that Ukiura is the most powerful Aron card to date. If you guys want to prove me wrong, please put a comment in the comment section below or make a video about it and try and debunk me. And again, it took full Hollow Ichigo in order to defeat Ukiura. And now, Ichigo's most difficult fight was against Aizen. And Aizen took down most, if not all, the captains. And after defeating them all, he made his way to the real Karakura town. Now, this is where the power leveling gets very, well, big. It has been shown that Aizen is so powerful that when he walks past regular humans, that human turns to ash because of how powerful his Reishi is. Now, some of you are probably thinking, oh, that's bullshit, give me proof. Well, here's your proof. All Aizen did was just walk past a regular human, and that human turned to absolute dust. And Aizen didn't even attack him or anything like that. He just walked past him and he just disappeared. And this was only in Aizen's third form. Now, getting back to Ichigo. Ichigo was training in the Dongai, or the Bongai. I think it was the Bongai. No, it's the Dongai. I do apologize. Yes, it's the Dongai. And he trained inside the Dongai for 3 months straight without rest. And the reason he did this was to achieve the final Getsuka Tensho. Now, I want you guys to remember that Aizen took down literally everybody at this point. Well, he didn't take down everyone by himself. I mean, there was a few characters that got taken down by other Arancos. But anyways, back to the point. And then later on, Aizen achieved his 4th form after defeating Gin. And then Ichigo comes in and effortlessly pushes Aizen away from Karakura Town. And Ichigo effortlessly was blocking Aizen's attacks. And Aizen cast a Kido, which was the black coffin, which was supposed to distort time and space, which is kind of like a black hole. Now, some people are going to disagree with me on this, but even on screwattack, they said it was kind of like a black hole. Now, speaking of the black coffin, when Aizen first used it, it was against, I can't remember what the captain's name was, but he was a captain with a wolf's head or something, and he said that the Kido was incomplete. But when Aizen used it against Ichigo, he used it in his 4th to last form. Now, Aizen was a regular Shinigami when he used it, and he said that the attack was incomplete. However, let's just say, for example, that Aizen used the Black Coffin at full power while he was in his Shinigami form. And then Aizen used it when he used it against Ichigo. Now, which one do you think would be the most powerful? Would it be complete Shinigami Aizen, or would it be 4th to last transformation Aizen? It would obviously be 4th to last transformation Aizen, but Ichigo tanked it like it was nothing. What people need to understand is Aizen at this point is so much more powerful than he was as a Shinigami. But since Ichigo tanked it, Aizen went into his final transformation, which was Hollow Aizen. And I will admit that it's hard to actually pinpoint how powerful Aizen is at this point. However, I'm going to go on a whim here and say that Hollow Aizen is just as powerful as Fossil Lotus Ichigo. And even more so, considering that Aizen's mastered the form, and there's no signs of an inner Hollow trying to take over him. And not to mention, the Okyoku brings out even more power than of that of natural causes. So I'm going to eyeball Aizen and say that he's even more powerful than Vostalordus Ichigo. And Aizen used his Ultra Fragor against Ichigo, but Ichigo just swung his sword and destroyed it. Hell, I don't even know that Ichigo was even trying against final form Aizen. And then Ichigo transformed into his final Getsuga Tensho, and Aizen said that he didn't feel anything coming from Ichigo. So it's safe to say that Ichigo might actually be fourth dimension. Okay, I could be wrong about this, but I'm just I'm going on skepticism here. But let's just say we don't bring up that, instead go with what we know. Aizen even said that in Ichigo's new form, which is the final Getsuga Tensho, Aizen even said himself that Ichigo has surpassed him. Ichigo swings his sword at Aizen and he downgrades Aizen to his normal state. And now we go to the point where Ichigo lost his powers and then he regained his powers thanks to his full bring, and then Ichigo finally got his Soul Reaper powers back, and then he went against Uwatch and other Quincy's. And then Ichigo comes back with a different form of Zanpakuto. And when Ichigo goes to Uwatch a second time, Uwatch himself said that Ichigo has regained the powers that he used to defeat Aizen. This is what Uwatch said. And this is just in his Shikai form. Now, when Ichigo used his Bonkai, which is 10 times Dongai Ichigo, yes, you heard me right, Ichigo is 10 times of that when he first used his final Getsuga Tensho. I just want to get back to the Ultra Fragor that Aizen used against Ichigo. Now, I don't know how powerful this thing is, but I'm going to eyeball it here for a second. Now, you guys know what a Sero is, right? Well, it's a beam of energy. However, it's stated that there is an even more powerful Sero, and that is the Grain Ray Sero, which an Aron card takes the blood of, well, his own blood, and he fires it along with the Sero, and that is called the Grain Ray Sero. Now, I know some of you are thinking, hold on, how is this relevant to what the Ultra Fragor is? Okay, I'm going to go on a limb here and say that the Ultra Fragor is something similar to the Grain Ray Sero. It's been stated in the manga and in the anime that if the Espada was to use the Grain Ray Sero, it would destroy the fortress. And if I'm not mistaken, Grimmjow used this technique on Ichigo while he was still in his sealed form. I mean, can you guys imagine how much more powerful Grimmjow's Grain Ray Sero would be if he used it in his released form? And what we need to understand is that a Vizard or a Vostalorde is much more powerful than an Espada or an Espada's release. And if we take into account that Aizen is a Vostalorde or a Soul Reaper Vizard, which is in complete control, I'm going to lowball this and say that it's just as powerful as a regular Sero. Now, I know some of you are going to say, oh, wait a sec, Anime Freak, it's not a Sero, it's called the Ultra Vargor. Yes, I know that, but hear me out on this. Yukiura, in his second release form, used a Sero called Sero Archeorus. Now, I don't know if this is even more powerful than the Grain Ray Sero, but it might be on par with the Grain Ray Sero, because we haven't seen Yukiura use his blood alongside with the Sero Archeorus. But I'm not going to go there. Even though the Sero Archeorus is a very powerful Sero, and it most likely has the power to destroy the entire fortress, but even saying that, after when Ichigo goes full hollow, Ichigo uses his own Sero, and it completely overwhelmed Archeorus Sero, which I'm going to assume is on par with the Grain Ray Sero, and Ichigo overwhelmed it with his own normal Sero. So I'm going to assume that Aizen's regular Fogor is on par with that of Ichigo's hollow Sero. And listen, I'm lowballing Aizen here, guys. Now, Aizen used another technique, which was the Ultra Fogor, which I'm going to assume is 6 times more powerful than that of a regular Fogor, because there's 6 heads firing all at once. So, if Hollow Ichigo's Sero can overwhelm Archeorus Cerososcorus, it's safe to say that Ichigo's Sero could destroy the fortress, and maybe a little bit more. I'm saying a little bit more, not like a whole lot more, but a little bit more. Now, screwattack in their video said that the radius of Las Noches is bigger of that of California. Remember, guys, I'm lowballing Archeorus second release Sero Oscurus, because remember, with every transformation the characters are going to get stronger, and I'm lowballing Aizen, so keep that in mind. Just remember, release form Akiora can beat masked Ichigo, and Ichigo went into his hollow form, and then he beat Akiora, and then Akiora went into his second form. I can't remember which way it was, but anyways. And then Hollow Ichigo beat Akiora's second release, and I'm going to assume that Aizen is that on par with Hollow Ichigo. Remember, I'm lowballing Aizen. Hollow Aizen's Fragor could destroy California and a little bit more. Actually, you know what? I'm going to let you guys watch the video. Just watch this. Actually, before I do, guys, I want someone out there to actually calculate how much force Ichigo in his hollow form, his full hollow form, and firing his own Zero, which overwhelms Akiora's Zero in his second release. But here you go.
So here's our formula, but where do we start? Okay, Bankai Ichigo with his Hollow Mask was on par with Ukiora's first transformation, correct?
Well, nearly.
Ukiora states his new form can destroy the city of Las Noches in the hollow world of Hueco
What's that, like Mexican hell?
Well, there is a wall.
Ha ha!
Las Noches is square in shape and takes 3 days to walk from one corner to a gate in the center of the wall. So it has a total area of 200,000 square miles.
That's bigger than California, and destroying it in one go needs over 400,000 megatons of TNT.
So plug that into the formula and there you have it. Ichigo's Reiatsu is equal to over 440 billion megatons of TNT.
Now, I just want to call bullshit on what they just said. And as I just said, Hollow Ichigo, full Hollow Ichigo, is much more powerful than Akiora's second release, Zero Oscorus. And Aizen's own version of the Zero is on par with Ichigo's full Hollow form, which again is a little bit stronger than Akiora's Zero. But Aizen used the Ultra Fogor, which is 6 Hollow Ichigo Zeros. So again, I'm lowballing Aizen. I've done the math, and Aizen's Ultra Fogor can damage over 1.6 square miles. Actually, this is the right amount. Now, again, by Yuwatch's own words, he said to Ichigo that he has regained the powers of when he defeated Aizen. Yuwatch is basically saying that new Shikai Ichigo is on par with that of Dongai Ichigo. Now, times that by 10 when you add Bankai Ichigo. Remember, I'm lowballing Ichigo at this point. Ichigo in his new Bankai is 16,290 square miles if Ichigo was to use a Zero. Now, some of you are probably going to say, well, Anime Freak, Ichigo hasn't used a Zero before. And yes, you guys are 100% right. He hasn't used a Zero before. However, Ichigo has used a Grain Ray Zero Tetsuga Tensho combination. But here's the thing, he used this in his new ultimate transformation, and this transformation consists of Quincy, Shinigami, and Hollow, and this new transformation was called Merged Hollow Ichigo. I know for a fact that there is a multiplier that can tell us how powerful Ichigo is in this new ultimate form of his. Now, if we was to use the multipliers that we've been using in this video, like we did to add up how powerful Aizen was, but this time Ichigo's Shikai form is of that of his Dongai transformation, stated by Yuwatch, times 10 into Bankai, and to be honest, I have absolutely no idea what the multiplier is for new merged Hollow Ichigo. Somebody's going to have to calculate this for me, because I have absolutely no idea. Now, Ichigo in this new Hollow emerged form can use the Grain Ray Zero combined with the Tetsuka Tensho. That is insanely mad power. I'm going to lowball Ichigo and say that he's so powerful that he can destroy half the planet. Eyeballing Ichigo would mean that he could destroy the planet if he wanted to, if he really tried. And remember when Aizen was walking about, just walking past humans, and they turned to ash whenever he walked past them? Ichigo in his Bankai form is 10 times of that of his original Dongai form. And I'm not even adding his merged Hollow form. And hopefully my fellow Bleach fans will know, will try to know what I'm talking about. So if Ichigo in his merged Hollow form was to go out into the human world, it would be catastrophic for him just standing there without even doing anything. Now, I'm going to ask the Naruto fans this. Name me any character in the entire Narutoverse that has so much power that just by standing there, they affect the world around them, like making humans turn to ash. Because, to my knowledge, I don't think there has been. Hell, not even Kaguya did this. Ichigo's spiritual pressure is so powerful that he doesn't even need to do anything to affect the world around him. That's how powerful Ichigo is. Hell, I wouldn't even be surprised that if he was to go back into the human world in his merged hollow form, that the entire world would be affected just for him just standing there. Okay, now I'm just eyeballing him now. But I'm challenging the Naruto fan base here. Name me one character in the entire series that has so much chakra that a human would just turn to ash just for him walking past them. And this is Aizen I'm talking about. Merged hollow Ichigo would be catastrophic for the entire freaking world. Again, I'm eyeballing him there, but there you go. Now some of you are probably going to say, oh, but Anime Freak, Ichigo hasn't been shown to do that. Again, it's all to do with Reishi, and it's been shown throughout the entire series that the Soul Reapers need to keep their Reishi in check, otherwise they would affect the human world. And thanks to Aizen bringing out his inner Hollow, that would be a perfect example. And again, imagine merged hollow Ichigo with a Bankai. That would be catastrophic for the human world. And as for Ichigo's speed in his merged hollow form with the Bankai, it is near instantaneous movement. And as for the other stuff like durability, yeah, I'm not 100% sure about that. This video is just for someone to get started on the other stuff. They can work off this video and come to a conclusion in their other videos. Guys, I've tried so hard to figure out how powerful Ichigo is at the end of Bleach. And if you guys can get this video over to Seth and ask him how powerful Ichigo is, that would be great. Or if you guys want to help me out and make your own videos on how powerful Ichigo is and bring up his feats of what he can do, that would be also awesome. So, what do you guys take away from this? Number one is Ichigo in his merged hollow form is so powerful he could affect the world around him just by standing there, and humans would literally turn to dust. That is something that no Naruto character has ever done. Ichigo is much more faster than Naruto. Ichigo in his new Shikai form is as powerful as his Dongai form, then times that by 10, and then add the merged hollow form that Ichigo has, that gives him even more power. I'm just not sure how much. Merged hollow Ichigo is much more powerful than his final Getsuga Tensho form, like I said, and Ichigo can use the Grain Ray Zero Getsuga Tensho, which is, again, more powerful than the final Getsuga Tensho. Naruto on his own can only destroy half a continent. I stand by my word, and I will say this. Screwattack screwed this up badly. Hell, they didn't even use the Grain Ray Getsuga Tensho. Okay, I just want to apologize to everybody for repeating myself over and over again. I just wanted to make sure that you, the point where I was trying to get across. If somebody can work off of this video and come up with their own calculations of how durable Ichigo is, that would be fantastic. And if you guys want to fix my calculations, you're welcome to do that as well. I did all these calculations all by myself, so the help would be fantastic for Ichigo's durability. I'm going to eyeball Ichigo and say that he's Planet Buster durable. I'm highballing him, but if you guys want to disprove me, then go right ahead. The more attention Bleach gets, the more likely we're going to get the anime back. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out. Thank you guys for watching, and if there's a series you want me to check out and review and give my thoughts on it, or if there's a top 10 list you want me to do, or any reactions, or responses, or rants on anything geeky, just leave links and comments in the comment sections below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. And if you guys want to follow me on my social medias, I'm on minds.com, Twitch, Dailymotion, and Hatron, Reddit, BitChute, aka the new YouTube, DeviantArt, Discord, VidMe, Gab, Twitter, Tumblr, Patreon, GoFundMe, PayPal, and my other social medias are down there in the description box below, so if you want to go and check them out, please do. And don't forget to subscribe and share this video. And please go and check out my new skeptic channel, Gypsy Freak. It's also down there in the description box below. Peace out.